And with that, we arrive at the next question. Not about the auction, not about the notaries, but about the system itself. Because ultimately, everything has to end somewhere. In the mortgage register. That is where it is recorded what legally exists, who the owner is, and what is considered reality. And there it is, in black and white. On 21st February 2020, the properties were transferred into the name of the Belgian state, officially registered, recorded, and visible in the register. That is the starting point. But what happened afterwards remains unclear. Because how do you administratively process the sale of properties that, according to that same register, already belong to the state? On the basis of which title is that sale registered? In whose name is it carried out? And above all, against whom is it processed? These are not technical details, but fundamental questions about ownership and legal certainty. The 2020 registration leaves no doubt. The properties were registered in the name of the Belgian state. If later actions contradict that, then there is only one possible conclusion. The mortgage register has been tampered with. Because what is officially recorded cannot at the same time be treated administratively in another way without making the register internally contradictory or incorrect. Yet, when questions are asked about this, there is silence. Both the notary in Weald and the mortgage registry office in Turnhout refuse to provide information about how these actions were processed administratively. No access is granted, no explanation is given, and no confirmation is provided of what exactly happened in the registers after the sale. Everyone remains anxiously silent or invents excuses. Strange, isn't it? This is the point where you stop speaking about a tax dispute and start speaking about something else, as if the confiscation up to a certain amount had not been enough. As if that confiscation up to a certain amount had not been enough, the Federal Public Service Finance announces an additional tax assessment of hundreds of thousands of euros, directly building on the criminal proceedings of 8th January 2020. I lodge an appeal. I start a procedure. The procedure is officially closed. Decision of 24th February 2021. Closed means the rules are fixed, the file is fixed, the facts are fixed. Only the judge still has to decide. But that is not what happens.
De ruggengraat van het fiscale dossier zijn net die bankafschriften. En precies die bankafschriften ontbreken in het strafdossier. Wat ik officieel heb laten vaststellen door een gerechtsdeurwaarder. En toch bouwt de federale overheidsdienst verder. Alsof je een naheffing kunt dragen op bewijs dat nergens officieel bestaat. En in een rechtsstaat zou dit het einde moeten zijn van het verhaal. Dan corrigeer je. Dan herstel je. Dan stop je de fiscale procedure. Maar hier begint het pas echt.
This is why I no longer call it a mistake. This is not administration. The tax file was closed on 24th February 2021, 170.7 MB. Closed means finished, fixed, untouchable. But on 12 October 2023, that same closed file reappears, and suddenly it is 237 MB. So yes, the file grows. The file is reconstructed afterwards. And what do we find there? Suddenly those bank statements appear, the very statements that were missing from the criminal file. As if a file can grow after it has been closed. As if evidence can appear after it was officially missing. As if a bailiff's official finding is merely a difference of opinion. And then the Belgian state says, without blinking, no, those bank statements were always there. Always. Because if a file can be supplemented afterwards at the moment the state needs it, and that is then presented as, it was always there, then this is no longer about taxes, it is about power. And then only one question remains. If the Federal Public Service Finance is allowed to let the file grow, who is still guarding the truth?